This country called Nigeria can never work. You know why? We have a president that is a waste of space. And most of you will be wondering why Nigeria has been standstill, because when you have a man that everything he thinks about is just being analog and not digital, then there's not going to be any productive move in that country. The small boy in Burkina Faso that all those ECOWAS old baboons they are ganging up against is changing the face of Burkina Faso. Let's compare Burkina Faso. Just 3 or 4 things, let's compare Burkina Faso to Nigeria. Currently, in Burkina Faso, to go to school, from nursery school through to university is free of charge. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. We now pay through our nose to go to school in Nigeria. From nursery school to secondary school through to university is hell. Not that alone. Every entry examination, like the JAM we do, the NECO, whatever, is being paid by the government of Burkina Faso. But Nigerian government, just to write a JAM for one day, you paid about 15,000 naira. And there's no guarantee that you pass the JAM. This is the kind of idiotic leaders and idiotic country we have. Now, Burkina Faso government has been able to reduce tax. In fact, it's more like a tax-free country. But in Nigeria, every sector of the economy mounting tax upon the heads of Nigerians. From the banking sector to electricity to transportation, the tax is so enormous that Nigerians don't even know if they are going to survive in the next 2 years. What in terms of foreign debt? The foreign debt owned by Burkina Faso has been paid off by Ibrahim Traore, while the president of Nigeria here keep mounting debts and keep borrowing money even without the approval of those at the Senate. It shows the kind of leader we have and where Nigeria is going to. Burkina Faso has been able to have a gold refinery, where Nigeria solely depends on Dangote refinery. The refinery we've got, we cannot work on them to be more effective. And there is a standard law in Burkina Faso. No raw material must be taken away from Burkina Faso to be processed in any part of the world. But Nigeria will have our mind. NNPC will come to tell Nigerians that we are taking our crude oil to Norway, to Malta to go and refine. It shows how idiotic our leaders are. Burkina Faso has been able to build a modern dam. Why is Traore doing this? Because he said agriculture in Burkina Faso is just like a gold mine. So Burkina Bay believes in agriculture. Traore has been able to construct a modern dam, better off than the ineffective dam that Nigeria tend to have. Not that alone. The president of Burkina Faso has been able to have 2 standard tomatoes processing factory in Burkina Faso, where Nigerians do not even have one. Since this president came on board, he has not even constructed half tomatoes processing company. No, he not even half. This president, not even half. It's to be making mouth all around that Emilio. This small boy is making waves now, and what is our government doing? They are busy doing nothing. In Burkina Faso, their healthcare facility now is top notch. It's top notch. In fact, as long as you are pregnant in Burkina Faso, go and sleep, because the government has gotten a provision for you that from the point of inception to when you are going to give birth to your baby is free of charge. But the president we have in Nigeria mount more pressures on Nigeria. Most Nigerians now, they are being unalive because medical bills now in Nigeria is beyond comprehension. And most of our hospitals, both at the state and federal level, they don't have modern equipment there. And they kept borrowing. This man kept borrowing money without using the money for the purpose in which the money should be used. In Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore has been able to slash the money of criminal politicians like the ones we have in Nigeria. From the Senate, those useless guys that don't know their honors, they don't know their responsibility. He slashed their salary. Parliamentarians, they slashed their salary. Ministers slashed their salary by 30%. And he increased that of civil servants, because the civil servants are the ones doing the job, by 50%. Not the kind of idiotic one that this president actually made in Nigeria, where he claimed that he increased 70%, but is not reflecting. No Nigerian worker can tell you authoritatively that they are happy with the useless minimum wage that was agreed by the criminal NLC president, Joe Ajuru. That man should be arrested. Joe Ajuru should be arrested. Agriculture is top notch. Everything is just working seamlessly. In terms of road construction in Burkina Faso now is a standard road, not the kind of useless road we make in Nigeria within 2 years is destroyed. Since I was in secondary school, they have been doing Lagos-Ibadan Expressway till now, more than 20 years ago, that road has not been, they have not finished that road. More than 30 years ago, that road, they have not finished that road. Lagos-Ibadan. Those who ply that road can testify to that. Benin or Expressway, for more than 25 years, they have been doing that road. Nigerian government has not finished that road. All they need to do, they say they want to go and do coastal line. When the main road that Nigerians are applying by the day isn't working, and you are going to do coastal line, is this government, are they okay? Until we begin to realize that the conventional politicians cannot take Nigerians anywhere. Let's begin to look for revolutionaries. We need people that if their names are mentioned, or his name is mentioned, or her name is mentioned, every criminal politician will look for visa and leave the country the next day. Peter Obi is too soft to be a president of Nigeria. With all honesty, Peter Obi is too soft to be the president of Nigeria. The kind of person we lead in this country is people like Traore, who has the courage to face the West. Because the president we have here is a puppet to France president. So you see, Tinubu is a waste of space. And most of you now, you are queuing behind him for 2027. That means you are queuing behind disaster again. You are queuing behind calamity again. There is nothing Tinubu can do to make Nigeria good, even if he's going to spend 50 years. Because he has an analog idea about life. Because he's a slave to the West. That is why when he came, he remembered the colonial anthem, Nigeria we hail thee. When people are progressing, your presence is retrogressing. And you expect Nigeria to work. Nigeria cannot work with somebody like Tinubu. And that is the truth. You can insult me, you can report me to SSS or DSS, that's your problem. Even the DSS officials know that Nigeria cannot work with somebody like Tinubu. It's appalling. It is so painful that a lot of Nigeria fail to have common sense. Someone like Tinubu should never have been a president of Nigeria. Not even someone like Atiku. Atiku even would have been better off than Tinubu. But the truth, what it is that Atiku kept in Aso Rock that I want to come back and pick. Guys, this is really worrying me, I beg.